Virtual reality, VR chat specifically, is a place to escape the real world. See worlds you could only dream of. Be who or whatever you want to be, not worrying about the struggles we may be facing. However, there is something that we have to do that prevents us from living in a fantasy forever. I'm talking about work. Whether you love or hate your job, chances are you have to do it. You'll probably be working for the majority of your life, so make sure to find something you like or can at least manage. We are so blessed with technology to be able to talk and see people from all over the world at any time with virtual reality. But have you ever wondered what that friend or stranger on the other side does for a living? This world is filled with so many diverse ways to live. I think it'll be very interesting to see the many unique jobs people on VRChat have and the struggles or maybe the joys that come with those jobs. We will get to that in a moment though, because today I'm going to tell you what I do for work. YouTube is just a hobby for me. I've always wanted to be an entertainer of some sorts, but I don't expect this to turn into a career. Although that would be pretty cool. Currently, my job is plumbing. The amount of times I've heard, "You're just like Mario," or "clean my pipes" is a bit outrageous. I've also been told I don't look like what I do, but I've been doing it for over 2 years. Let alone, I've been doing hard labor for much longer. Maybe it's the place I work, but I absolutely hate my job. I feel like the work itself I don't mind most of the time, but at least at where I am, things aren't great. I don't want to get too deep into it and complain, but there is a lot of unprofessionalism and disrespect in my workplace. I mean, I've never worked anywhere else where I'm told I'm an overpaid piece of shit upon being handed my check. We get subcontracted through a home warranty, so I've seen some things in my time plumbing. This is going to sound made up or even exaggerated, but I promise you, it's not. I've knocked on doors only for customers to be pantsless, covered in shit, holding butcher knives. I've had times where drug addicts were grabbing onto me trying to tell me about their stolen pills and stuff. I can go on forever, but I'll save you from that. I can confidently say I give it my all no matter what I am doing. I'm currently trying to find something else, something to improve my life, but for now, this is my life. This is how I survive. Let's continue on with the video. I had people fill out a Google form talking about what they do, how much they enjoy or hate their job, and a few other things. I wanted to make sure we had a diverse group of people to interview about their jobs. I want to thank all of those who filled out the form, even if you didn't make it into the video. Now let's begin. Okay, please introduce yourself and tell me what you do for work.
My name is Blizz, and I'm an English teacher.
Tell me something you enjoy about your job.
The most basic thing I love about my job is the fact that I help people in a very direct way on a regular basis, and I feel like not all types of work really give you that, especially in a way that you can quantify and see progress in over a long period of time. So it's a lot of work, but it's very satisfying. So I would say that's ultimately the thing I like most, just helping people in that regard.
Tell me something you dislike about your job.
So that's a tough one. You never know who you're going to get as a student, and as a teacher, you need to try to be as fair and equal with your students as possible, even if you don't necessarily agree with most of the things they say. The most difficult things I've had to deal with are people who are more outspoken than others and might try to cause a conflict in the classroom. And ultimately, it comes down to me wanting my classroom to be a safe environment, like a comfortable environment to speak your mind in, and not be afraid of someone belittling you or saying something bad about your beliefs. But sometimes I have to step in and tell people to stop. Because even though I mostly teach adults, they don't have filters like some teenagers, I would say, in some cases. In my experience, it depends on the person. So I would say that's by far the most difficult part, just arrogant people. outspoken, arrogant people, I would say.
Do you think this is something you will do forever, or is there a career you want to pursue in the future?
It wasn't the career I wanted to have as a child. I wanted to do something a bit more creatively oriented, like filmmaking, for example. So that's why I love like your channel and the content you do, because it's something I admire. But I think for the foreseeable future, I'm happy being a teacher. I have a job where I can work remotely, although I have worked in the classroom for many years, but I can work remotely. I can set my own hours. I get paid quite decently considering where I live. It's very comfortable for me. If a better thing comes along or something more creatively invigorating shows itself or presents itself to me, I'd be more than happy to take it. I'm happy being a teacher, but I don't know, the most gratifying thing I get is helping people, and I feel like I'm more of a creative person, and I would rather do something more with that. But I have a lot of hobbies that I can contribute to that passion with too, so
Yeah.
I'm happy with my life right now. Foreseeable future, yeah. Do I know for certain? No. Because if something better comes up, I'll totally do it.
I am Sandwich Goddess. Most people call me Sammy. And what I do is called a client care coordinator. And basically the shortest version I can give and the most simplest to understand is that I help old and disabled people get free home health care through Medicaid in the state of Texas. When you're working with the elderly, they tend to be incredibly grateful for any assistance that you give. And a lot of them are kind of used to being, thrown back and forth on the phone lines a little bit. So typically, even if it's not my thing to fix, I'll try to help them regardless, just because I get the frustration of being transferred from department to department, which unfortunately does happen a lot in my line of work.
Yeah.
Anything in an office setting tends to be kind of like that. In reality, people don't want to take calls and they just throw them on to whoever else. Oh, goodness. We recently, I say recently, in the grand scheme of things, it's been a couple years, but we went through a big merger and it completely changed the dynamic of how my job is. It was essentially like somebody bought a company that they don't know anything about and they're trying to run it, and they are running it into the ground. So my boss, something that she does a lot is she'll have these meetings with us and she'll say, hey, I want to get your ideas and your opinions, get your thinking caps on, and we'll tell her what we think. And she's like, well, that's cool and all, but we're just going to do this thing anyway.
Yeah.
So I've been with this company for 7 years, and by this point, me and my fellow coworkers kind of know a good bit about what needs to be done and how to get it done effectively, not making our jobs difficult, not leaving the clients without care, but these new people, they don't listen to us at all. So it's been pretty rough here lately, but obviously, in order for a company to thrive, they need to have a good, in-touch relationship with their employees, because right now, I would say the people who own this company don't have a good relationship with us at all. At one point, I thought that this was going to be my career, because I did love my job. There's a lot of emotional fulfillment with helping people, but at this point, I think that with the way it's being ran, it's just not worth it with the toll it's taking on my mental health. So ideally, I would like to pursue something where I get to help people, but I also get to be happy with my life outside of work, because at the moment, the stress is following me home, and that's obviously not something anybody wants.
And before we continue on with the video, if you're enjoying it so far, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, as it'll help out greatly. Let's continue on.
Well, hi, I'm Fendra. I do two jobs. I'm an electrical or an architectural engineer, and I do Fansly for a living as well.
But on Chill Out VR.
All content made on Chill Out VR. Well, my first job, my actual real job, gives me the freedom to expand my knowledge on that field. I learn programming, I learn engineering, I learn a little bit of logistics, and they give me the opportunity to expand my knowledge in all those areas. And I only work 4 days a week, so work-life balance is really good. So that allows me to enjoy the secondary benefits of my Fansly, which allows me to create content for, well, Fansly and Twitter. And yeah, it's a good output for creativity, I find. Well, sometimes for Fansly Twitter, I'm not entirely in the mood to make stuff. And sometimes forcing that creativity out of me makes me make worse things. I'm sure you'd relate as well.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, so when you're forced to catch up with the content, if you do daily content like me, like sometimes that can get a bit annoying to force it out of yourself. For my other job, I mean, getting into the office like 4 times a week is a lot. Like driving half an hour. I mean, honestly, it's a really privileged position I'm in. I have a good job. But sometimes just getting into the office and being forced to interact with people, it's just annoying. But I'm sure everyone has those qualms as well with any office job or literally any job at all. That's always a fun question. Fansly, I hope to do for as long as I can, really. I love doing it. I love the attention I get with it. I love the feedback. I love hearing that people are fans of me. But I know that's not going to last forever, unfortunately. So I keep my other job, my engineering job, as a stable surface, stable like foundation to live off. And that one, maybe like if the AI overlords don't take over in that field entirely, which I hope they don't. I think I will, yeah, for as long as I can be useful in that field.
Well, I'm Turret, and I am a developer. I code stuff, and I make like programs work. Mostly the problem solving, because with code, it's literally just instructions that you tell the computer to do. And sometimes there's tricky stuff, really complicated stuff. And yeah, this is really rewarding when you find a solution to something you were working on for a while. Mostly the social stuff. I am not a very social person. And yeah, of course in a project, when you're coding something, you have to interact with some people to know what they want.
Right.
To know what you have to do. And yeah, I think that's the least pleasant side of this work. That's a tricky question. Well, the fact is, that is also one of my hobbies. I do code stuff for my own like pleasure or.
Right.
I don't know how to tell how to say this in another way. But yeah, that's something I really like. So I won't like do anything else for a while at least.
My name is Dusk. I've been playing VR since 2021, and my job is I work at a Japanese steakhouse as a server and a host. So you can get some free fried rice. The salad is free for the employees as well, and the soup. The co-workers are pretty nice, and it's kind of nice talking to all the customers. It does get really busy, and when it gets really busy, it's kind of like cafeteria style. You have to go in and out, delivering food as fast as possible.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty chill. It only opens for dinner, so from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. So it's short hours, but there's a lot of customers coming in, so you do get a nice pay out of it. I work on the weekends, so it kind of makes it hard to plan things with people on the weekends. I also work during the evenings. So a lot of people, a lot of my friends likes to hang out, after work, and most people have the 8 to 5 kind of work times. So I go to work when everyone gets home. That's not really fun at all. Oh, I definitely want to pursue a different career. I'm planning to work at this restaurant till the end of this year, and then I'm gonna go back to college next year and pursue a different career. Right now, I'm thinking of majoring into game development, specifically producing. So being a producer for the games and development and game development.
My name is a Little Seven. I work at a bakery. The things I actually enjoy about my job is I get to wake up early, get my job done, and then I have the rest of the day to do whatever the fuck I want. The people there sometimes they don't want to piss me off, and sometimes they do want to piss me off just from them doing their own things. But it's just how humans are.
Yeah,
I
feel
you're
that.
gonna hate something about a person, and then you're gonna like something about another person. It's just how we are. I don't think it's something I do forever, because there's something I do want to mess around with. I want to mess around doing animation work, like VFX type of thing.
Yeah.
And as stupid as it sounds, because everybody, like, if you listen to a song,
Right.
and you always have these lyrics in your head, and you want to you just think of a music video for it.
Yeah, you visualize stuff with music.
I want to do that with the animation stuff.
Yeah.
And get like a whole story going on, and then, I don't know, go into like America's Got Talent or something and see what happens.
Okay, my name's Alex. I work for the United States Postal Service as a mail carrier, and I drive the really old trucks that drive around, and I deliver mail. And that's what I do for a living. What I enjoy about my job is it's a very like once you're in there, you just do your work and clock out. So like nobody really fucks with you unless you're like on a shitty route, which I just got off of and I got in a nicer area. So like the supervisors know what you're doing. I can listen to music all day while I'm walking around or doing whatever. And sometimes I'm on Discord calls like literally all fucking day. And I think that's the best part about my job. Well, that's one best part. I think the other part is like, again, when you have a nice route like what I have now, there's a lot of people that like surprised me when I started this job. A lot of people put respect on the mailman. It's usually like older people. It's really funny, but it's like really endearing. Like they treat you nice. They see you every day. And it's like, not like it's like family, but like it feels like good, you know? People like treat you special, and it's nice. They like offer you a drink. They know your name. You see them every day. You start to like, especially when you start to get a route and you're like there forever basically. It's like you start growing with people in your area, and you like they like learn to know you. You're like someone that means something to them. It's pretty cool. What I dislike about my job, two things, and I kind of answered that earlier. Like I just got off a shitty route, and it's hard to explain the conversion thing, but when you're on a shitty route, the job can be fucking dog shit. I was delivering in like a not so well area. I just kind of got thrown on a route, and I was stuck in there for 8 months and waiting for a good route to open up. When you're on a dog shit area, people either can like harass you. There can be like dogs that chase you. I know this route specifically had like 20 stops that had fucking dogs or pit bulls or shit. I definitely got chased by 2 of them. So when you're in a good area, literally the worst part about the job is the fucking heat. Because I deliver in Florida, and those vehicles, until they update them, which they're supposed to be doing who the fuck knows when, and they keep saying they will, the old vehicles, like the old-fashioned one with the slide doors, you know, the ones, the boxes, they get fucking hot. There's no AC in it. A lot of people don't know that. And you get a fan, but it blows the air that's in the air, so you're just getting hot air, which is better than no air sometimes. I don't know, depends. That's the worst part about the job, is it's fucking hot. The short answer is yes, I do. It's not that I want to do it forever, but the benefits, and because it's like a government job and all this shit, the long-term benefits are so fucking good for this job. Like I'll have retirement and all those big boy words covered. I don't actually know, I need to get it set up. And it's like worth it in the long run. And since I started at a young age, I could, if I wanted to, retire in 20 years. So what I started doing recently is I started doing like YouTube videos for fun. And I told myself, like, let's see where this goes. If it did make me extra money, I wouldn't quit my main job because the benefits are too good.
Right.
But if I ever retire and that was still a thing, then like basically YouTubing and content creation is like, I would love that to be my main job, but I would keep this job. It's not really a dream job, but I like it enough and it's worth it in the end.
My name is Juzo, and I'm a mechanic by trade. I enjoy learning how everything's built. Like redoing it, taking it apart, putting it all back together. It's probably my favorite part, understanding how the engines and everything else work. How it all runs and drives. Mainly not employees, customers. Customers drive me crazy because they'll any little thing you do.
Yeah.
Like they'll watch you through windows, watch you work on their cars. They'll watch you like they'll check every like penny in their cup holder, any like scratch or nick anywhere they're complaining, and then you get in trouble and.
Yeah.
They look so hard just to find something, it feels like. No, I think I'm definitely going to pursue something different. It'll be more something into computers or... No. Definitely computers. Don't know where it's going to take me, though.
My name is KB Gamer. I just work in a wholesale warehouse. Mostly I just get stuff together for orders, get it ready and ship it out. Things like drinks, plastic bags, candy for shelves, cigarettes, tobacco, all that kind of stuff that you'd find at a gas station or whatever. Well, it's a real busy job, and I kind of like that because, you know, keeps you busy. You're not sitting around wanting to blow your brains out the whole time. And
Yeah, time moves quicker.
I mean, I guess I just kind of, and I just kind of I grew up with the whole working attitude, I guess. So I don't mind that it's real busy and all that. The job's not hard. It's really easy. Yeah, it's definitely the people, I guess the management, you would say, because the boss of the place runs it like he inherited it from his dad. So he doesn't run it like a boss. He runs it like someone who's in charge of the place. Like everyone's fighting to be the shot caller because nobody who is really wants to be a shot caller. So everyone's trying to call the shots and everyone's trying to one up each other, and it just makes for an environment that I just really don't care for too much. That was a question I've been asking myself for a long time. But I went to college for computer science, but I ended up dropping out of that because both student loans was coming up. I hadn't taken any yet, and I'm like, do I think I can do this? And I'm like, no, I don't think I can do this. So I ended up dropping out. And comparatively to what is otherwise available for me, I see this job and I'm like, damn, this is paying pretty well. It's pretty easy. It's same schedule Monday through Friday. This is like a pretty good job compared to what I think I'm capable of getting. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll stick with this.
My name is Snacks, and what I do for a living, I am an automation technician for an oilfield contracting company with specialization in APSL, which is basically troubleshooting. And I also do special projects as well for another company we contract for. So that's pretty much what my title is. I enjoy like learning something new every day. It just comes with troubleshooting. There's new devices, old devices, something you may have never seen before. So you get to learn how to work on that equipment and sort of get to know the quirks about it, what makes it work, what problems are common with it. As well as just like kind of sort of the independency I have, at least with my sort of specialization. I'm able to go and do, get my tasks done how I see them fit, and I just like being independent. I think that's what means more to me, but also I just like being challenged, at least technically.
Yeah.
I like being challenged. I don't hate my job, and I don't hate what I do. I think the one thing I dislike about working, at least in the oil field, is sometimes just the overall demand of how much you need to work. Because some days it's mandatory, you gotta be working over 8 hours, sometimes 12 hours a day. And that's just something, I think it just comes with it. Like they need to make their money, sites gotta run, and I'm one of 2 people in my section that's able to fix that issue if they like need it done right then and there. So I don't get to go home until that job's done, essentially. So that's kind of the one thing I dislike about it. But other than that, I mean, I'm getting paid overtime, so can't hate it too much.
Right.
Yeah, good question.
I see myself doing this for a while, honestly. Like, I mean, the way I see it, this is a good job that pays well, that will fuel my other career or, you know, passions to make music and pursue art and all that stuff. So, I mean, will I do necessarily work in the oil field forever? I don't think so. I might move on to something maybe more technical, maybe in robotics or other automation in a different sort of setting. I don't know, you know, I don't really think about it too hard, but I know I won't be doing this forever.
Thank you so much for watching the video. It means a lot to me. I always enjoy chatting with people, so if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and checking out more of my content. Tell me what your job is down below in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say. Until next time, as always, have a great one.